Danube runs through it, on the flow of time when this was the storybook capital of kings and emperors, of a country in which the hunting tradition still reigns.
Peter Horn had been telling me for years, Chris, you got to come and do this driven boar shoot in Hungary. It's unlike any other hunting experience around the world, and one you got to have on the bucket list.
The guy who shoots the boar first, it's his boar. If he wounds the boar and you finish the boar for him, it's still his boar. This is a gentleman's shoot.
If it's not on your bucket list, get a bigger bucket.
When the animal's already made his move, then you make your move to shoot. Don't go, where's the animal? Because if you move, that animal will see any movement and he'll go. And I don't think there's anything more exciting than seeing a big black speck come out of a green and brown forest and realize it's a 400-pound boar.
As a practical matter, these hunts really provide the revenue that the hunting company needs to keep managing the forest for boar and, quite frankly, for other game as well. It's really about creating a sustainable model that perpetuates this rich tradition that's been celebrated now for over 100 years in Hungary and throughout Europe. You know, nothing goes to waste when it comes to these boar either. They use everything save the oink.
Do not come through the line with a gun like this, just like driven bird shooting. Come like this, then come down on it, okay?
You know something's gonna happen. You know, they would not have brought you here if they didn't think something was gonna happen.
Everybody good? Okay, everybody have a great shoot. I'm very excited. Let's do it.
All right. Battle stations.
A wild boar drive runs with military-like precision. It is the drivers on foot who do the work, but it is the shooters on stand who must get the job done as the boar weaves through the scrim of trees.
We're ready to go. The first beat in Hungary. Lots of boar in here. We've got a big open area to shoot. I sort of know what to expect, and I sort of don't. It's that sort of delicious, I've never done this before. It could be one hell of a rodeo. Let's see what happens. That's a big pig. Here it comes. That's a big pig right there. It's gonna come right across. Here we go, here we go. And that's the way it's done right there, buddy.
This is where we want to stand. The front one is this out. Hear that? Didn't like that, did it?
That's a big one behind, big one behind. Back here. It's tricky as hell when they're running through these trees. Reload, reload, reload. You gotta just stay on them and swing. It's sort of like shooting a sporting clays. And one going straight away there. Coming up, coming up. Right here, right here. Here we go, big boar, big boar. Butt, belly, beak, bang. You know, sometimes it pays to be a bird hunter on these deals. To the right, to the right, to the right. Coming. There's a bunch of them out there, look at them all. Here we go, here we go. He's down. Dear God, it's a rodeo. Horn kept telling me about this. He said, I promise you, you gotta do this. It's the most fun you can possibly have with a rifle in your hands. I thought, yeah, Peter. I get it now. I get it now. Yeah, you know the hunting's pretty good when you have a tractor and a trailer to get your pigs out.
Not bad for the first drive of the morning.
Well, here's the Bay of Pigs right here. This was just an absolute thoroughfare where these pigs were crossing down here. The one back here, there's 4 up here.
3 shot?
And 3 boar.
And 3 boar.
Oh,
excellent shot. Okay.
I learned from Chip how to shoot.
Classic boar shape here. You see that big, deep chest? More narrow at the withers.
They have a deep, long tradition of respecting the animals. When you shoot an animal, you put some leaves in the mouth, and that's giving it its last dinner. Because you've killed it, you're giving it its last dinner.
Congratulations.
Thank you. There's really nothing like this driven boar experience anywhere in the world. It's just so unique. It's like you've stepped back in time and you've joined a royal shooting party complete with the costumes. 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9 pigs. I'm humbled. I'm overwhelmed. That's a lot of pigs. I'm gonna get out, have a little lunch right now. Hopefully the rain lets up, and then we're gonna do one more beat this afternoon. We'll do the big ceremony at the end of that and call it a day. And what a day it's been. I heard a lot of shooting. Sounds like everybody was good, huh? How'd it go?
Tony's behind me, just telling me to let him get closer, And then he saw me. And
These are the badass big Russian boars, not those polka-dotted feral swine that a lot of hunters like to call Russian boar. These things are deep-chested, they're furry as bears, lots of teeth, lots of attitude.
The wounded boar is a very dangerous animal. He will come for you and he will try to get you with those tusks. I've seen it up close and personal more than once. So he is an animal to be reckoned with.
This is a 300 to 500 pound animal. Sharp teeth, it's got attitude, it's got strength, and it's got speed. It's got everything on its side, and it's in thick cover.
And I think that's part of what people come here for, because it is dangerous game.
Every dangerous game attack story starts with the same phrase, I made a bad first shot.
For hunter Chip Bryan, it took only his human shape to trigger an attack from a boar with white razor tusks.
I saw a large group of wild boar coming at me. When they came within about 10 meters, 30 feet, I noticed that the male identified me as a threat to its brood, and I decided to charge.
Stopping a charging boar is a matter of instinctive reflex and cold calculation, and knowing your gun.
The only option that I had at that point was effectively to grab the branch next to me and try and lift my body as high off the ground as possible. And as they traveled underneath, you could almost hear and feel the brush and the heat from the animals.
The drive was finished, and the guys go through, to look for any down boar, wounded boar. No problem. And all of a sudden you hear this sound, and you know that they have a wounded boar. It's not a dead boar, it's a wounded boar. You can hear by the way they yap.
Any dangerous game animal that's wounded is like a completely different beast. It's unpredictable, it's aggressive, and if you find yourself in that situation when you're going in heavy cover, dial back the scope and be ready to shoot at close quarters. And you gotta make that shot count.
The wild boar can be dangerous because basically in this part of the world, his only predator against him is man. You know what they're afraid of? Afraid of you shooting a dog.
In Hungary, the form of the hunt is as important as the function. It is an honor and a privilege to be able to hunt, and so honor must be paid to the quarry. It's not enough to take an animal's life. Homage must be shown to its spirit. By the immemorial light of bonfires and torches, the wild boars receive the final respects of the grateful hunters.
This is a day that I'm sure we will remember, all of us, for the rest of our lives. Kusanem.
And it's a moment of reflection. I think it's just a chance to honor the fallen game and really honor those that came before us and really created this enduring tradition of hunting. And I think hunting is a lifestyle that really isn't so much what we do, it's who we are. And I think that's a very defining difference for a lot of us. To me, there's no such thing as a half-hearted hunter. You're all in if you're hunting.
These are rural lands of Hungary. Here, much of life adheres to tradition, especially hunting. For host Chris Dorsey, this is a chance to experience driven shooting for the undisputed most dangerous game of the European continent.
See this? This is the passport to happiness right here. This is the permission I needed right now. Ha.
Dorsey's got a ticket to ride, and as the last day of driven boar shooting begins, there's still time for reminiscence and camaraderie before taking to the woods and climbing into the stands.
Here we go, count of 3. 1, 2. So what we got here is this is the first beat of the day. It's going to be running shooting. It's going to be shooting through these trees. So there's going to be a little pruning probably going on today.
It's a new lineup for Dorsey and Peter Horn. Part of the strategy of the drive is to use the wind to carry the scent of the drivers to the boar and set them running.
It sounds like this is a great area. They've seen a lot of boar in this area. Everybody's really optimistic. Should start any minute now. So we're ready. The last drive to me was an absolutely perfect setup. You know, we had a little bit of ground fog, and it was just one of those things where you'd see these boar kind of materialize out of the fog. Oh, down there. Some just came through.
Look at that boar. Look at that boar.
Here we go, right here. Here it comes. It's a dead pig right there. That's a big con, big boar. Here we go, right here. We'd see these boar kind of across a big ravine. Get ready. They'd disappear down coming at us, then they'd pop up and just shoot across the shooting lane. Those are dead pigs right there. I might need some counseling after this.
But I gotta tell you, I've done a lot of these hunts, and this was the best one I've ever been on with the best.
You know, the hunting experience is really about a lot more than taking the animal. It's really about the people you share it with. It's about the places you go that really foster a lot of great memories.
This is given out only by Mr. Beretta family, and myself. It's the gold kit.
A hunting experience is not just made by the game or the terrain or the weather conditions, whatever. It's really made by the people you share it with. And when you share it with new people that you haven't been with and you find out they're terrific folks, they're really a lot of fun. They got a lot to offer in terms of their experiences, the humor. I mean, that makes a hunting camp. I don't care if it's a walled tent in the Rocky Mountains or if it's a luxury lodge someplace. Doesn't matter. It's really about the spirits that come together to make this thing magical.
He gets the Order of the Royal Pig.
Whoa! Why not celebrate this? This is something that's been going on for centuries in Europe. It's great sport, it's great fun, it's great camaraderie. It brings people together to keep perpetuating this magical lifestyle called hunting.